revealing one of Yoel's biggest secrets. He used to be a communist.
Oh, yeah.
Propaganda, the art of persuasion, but on steroids. And everyone uses it. Propaganda is a form of communication that has one goal in mind: action. Whether that be to buy something or believe in something. And for governments, it's about selling an entire ideology as a way of life. In the West, we have been bombarded by propaganda that teaches us that liberty in the form of democracy is morally virtuous. Playing on those moral strings is how governments get away with abusing power. Dictatorships fundamentally rely on propaganda to enforce one ideology and one singular way of life. The monopoly on the narrative is controlled and centralized through state-run media that pushes one singular narrative and often rewrites history from that point of view. And Cuba is no different. All forms of media are run and controlled by the CCP, the Cuban Communist Party. All 4 TV stations, all newspapers, and all radio. Every single museum, every single textbook are all under government control. And while everyone participates in their form of propaganda, there is one antidote: freedom of information. In the West, it's a tool that allows us to question, criticize, and dig into alternative perspectives, or alternative propaganda. In dictatorships, it's often the one missing piece, the key denied to the entire population. And that access to information is where our story begins. Maybe I should give all the backstory.
Okay.
I had gone to Cuba to visit my family. I had studied political philosophy and political theory in college. And I really wanted to see what socialism was like as an adult, 1, and 2, outside of that paradigm of my educational background. And we started a relationship.
Yeah. She saw me. It's a beautiful guy in that moment right now, too. And she fell in love like a second. You flirted me.
No, you flirted with me. So when Yoel and I started our relationship, I will never forget the time I learned that Yoel was a communist. This is the red flag, abort now.
Communist, yeah.
You mean a real communist?
I laughing, but it's really sad.
So we're gonna tell you guys the story of how kind of this evolved. So I remember the conversation very vividly. We got onto the topic of Fidel. He's a dictator.
I said, Marisa, no, don't say that. He's good guy, but the problem is the people behind him. Marisa said,
oh my God.
It's because different of you. My family was a big communist people.
Yeah.
My life always that. My grandpa putting the flag in front of the house. Fidel Castro is the best. When you grow up with that, they said, you coming? I said, no, Fidel Castro is dictatorship, it's a trash. For me, no, don't talk it out like that because it's you are a mistake. Because we have one news in Cuba.
You're like Romeo and Juliet. You're like the communist Romeo and I'm the capitalist Juliet. And so after that conversation, we got onto the topic, you guys, this is where it gets juicy. Got onto the topic of North Korea.
On North Korea, the breaking news.
It's the most secretive society on earth.
Diplomatic talks between the U.S. and North Korea are at a standstill.
I, being a political scientist and obsessed with North Korea, I knew everything about North Korea and I was telling him a bunch of things. What did you say?
That's a Hollywood movie.
Exactly. They hate us because they ain't us.
There's absolutely no way that you think that this is not real. Like after that conversation, I thought, Yoel, I was with a spy. I thought I was with a Cuban spy.
That's happened to my family too.
Family thought I was a CIA agent.
The Marisa is a CIA agent or something. But that's crazy when you see him bad and that's crazy.
And then several months passed by and we decided to move to Havana. And that's where all of this makes a full circle.
God hear us. The conversation, he say, hey.
He was like,
Joe,
open your mind.
Open your mind, man. Thank you.
What
for
did you
it.
see in Havana that you started thinking, oh,
For me, it was a really, really sad experience because that was the moment the Cuban government, our country is a total lie.
we always like to compare Havana and the rest of the country like the Hunger Games. It's very
Perfect.
much where the outside districts don't really know what's happening in Havana. And so in the capital, they have everything. They have, tourism, they have restaurants, they have bars. You get to see the rich class of
The
Cuba,
rich class of Cuba.
which I also didn't know existed until I went to Havana with you.
Because that everything is equal. That's fake.
Yes.
It's really fake.
It's fake.
It's fake, huge fake.
Yeah. Then Marisa gets
They're right.
my revenge. I get my revenge.
Oh my god.
And it comes in the form of el paquete. And to explain it beautifully better, 1 week in the paquete, there came the National Geographic documentary of North Korea. And when I saw it, I was like, this is my revenge. I made Yoel sit down and watch it. And do you remember? And what was your reaction?
In shock. In shock.
Was right?
Yeah. You are totally right. You are 100% right.
Did you start thinking
I hate
differently?
it. I hate it. Totally hate it. Totally. In this moment, I hate it too. Because they lied my life, my family, my neighbor,
Yeah.
my friend,
Yeah.
like the people.
Don't you think internet has a lot to do with that?
Oh yeah, because the internet in Cuba was illegal. That's a long history. But that really helped the people.
Yeah.
Come out to the lie.
So when you came to the United States, what did they tell you about the United States?
Because the United States wanted Cuba, walk in the street, somebody coming and kill you.
I remember they used to tell me, isn't it true in United States that if you fall on the street, then nobody will help you and the ambulance won't come to get you?
That's a
And I'm
example.
like, no. Most likely, people would call the ambulance.
Always say no. The United States school is always private. You need to pay a lot of money. Some people they can go. When you come here, you see a public school too. It's good too.
Is there anything you don't like about the politics in the United States?
Yeah.
Like what?
Sometimes liar. Because we coming to Cuba. I know how lie. I feel in my side one day the United States people say, hey, enough. We American people, we wanted the best. I see that.
It might happen in 2024. Who knows? This is gonna be crazy.
Becoming crazy.
But that's our story. I wanted to tell you guys Yoel's biggest and darkest secret, that he was a little commie. But you've changed.
I
And
know,
that's the
I'm
hope.
changed now. I want to change. I want to show the people you can change for better. American people, you have the power.
I say my mom. Only here in America. Subscribe, leave a comment below, and if there's any other
Don't
topics,
forget, that's for you.
if there's any other topics you want to see us or have any questions, leave them down below. Besitos.